Hello, and welcome to the second episode of 3 Wide After Dark. We all
Yes!
made it back in here. Hell yeah! That's the emotion we like to see. I am the team owner wrecker for the second time,
What
Justin
up?
Cole. We have the person who got wrecked with us,
Podcasting.
Corey Lindsay. Say hello, Corey.
Oh, hey, howdy.
We have Race, who I don't know who he's talking to.
Yes! Oh, shit. I forgot that I don't mute with my headset, Mike. I'm sorry to all the fans out there. It's my bad.
Jesus Christ.
And we have the man who just came out of a sports car race, Drew Eisenman.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? All right, so Lime Rock. I had to turn right this week. I had to go. We'll start with Corey.
How'd it go? It went wonderfully. It was the best road course race that I've ever been a part of, and I'm so glad that we don't have to go to them anymore, at least for a little while.
I was going to say, wasn't Watkins Glen on the schedule?
I think Montreal is too, so
Oh,
Jesus Christ, we're on that.
well, what were you thinking? Well, Race, how would I mean, I think you had the best weekend out of all of us, hands down.
Well, I just finally didn't have any trouble, so it ended up being fun. Well, in the second race, I made a few mistakes, but I don't mind having a bad race if I did it. If I did it, so be it. Am I right?
There you go.
Other than that, had a good time. I'd like to apologize to the millions of fans again. I thought my mic was muted. I was over here chit-chatting. That's on me. That's unprofessional. My bad.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, we're all about professionalism over here. All right, Drew, you're up.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I like it. I just didn't figure out the setup in the track very well, but it's a lot of fun. Don't brake going into turn one on the second, like the first lap you're at full speed like you do when you're in the middle of a run. I found that out the hard way and almost like destroyed my car. But hey, stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to get the elephant out of the room early here. It's the second week that Corey has been wrecked by one of his teammates. This week it was I. So I'm going to explain my side of the story real quick. I had gotten spun out earlier and was trying to make my way through the field. I got to Corey. By no means was I trying to pass him. He took, I'd say, an interesting line into the final corner. But, that's his prerogative. And wasn't on the gas and wrecked him. So that was the first time I think I've ever heard him scream on Discord. So that was interesting. And yeah.
Corey screamed?
Corey screamed. Can you believe it? Corey, can you attest to this? Or do you not remember it? All right, he doesn't want to talk, apparently. Corey is done with us, apparently. All right. Anyways. I really don't know if he's here or not. Anyways, we're going to move on, I guess. One topic of debate that I saw was towards the lap cars during that race, myself included. I was one of those. I don't know if Corey's here. So, Race, did you have any fun experiences with the lap cars?
No, I had a good old time. In my opinion, if you're the faster car, I mean, obviously, like if you're way off the pace, like there was a few drivers who were like, I guess never road raced before or just don't do it, and they were just like, if you're severely off the pace, I mean, like come on, I think there should be some leniency about maybe moving out of the way, but other than that, other guys are still racing their race. If you're a lap car, you got to race your race. It's kind of your responsibility to be predictable and stay in the right lane, So if the person's faster, they'll get around you, and that's all I'd say about that.
Drew?
Yeah, I think I didn't see any guys that, in all I can judge the race on is based on what I saw, but where are these guys going to go? Like nobody did an awful job. It's Lime Rock, man. Like you can't get out of the way because it's grass and you slide into the wall. So, I mean, it's patience on the cars that are fast, right? Like if you lose a couple seconds, that happens. But like if you wreck your car, you're done for the race. I don't know. I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't have any experiences that were out of the ordinary for guys trying to figure it out versus guys that kind of knew what they were doing.
Well, I will say I think there were a few people upset with me. The first race didn't go the way I wanted it to. I don't really remember much of the first race. I do remember the second race trying to, as you say, race. I mean, I was still racing for points. Even if you're going a lap down, you're still racing for every point you can.
Right.
And there were a few times where I was racing. I think it was Nick. Um, there was someone else. I don't remember who it was, but I was racing him for a while. And the leaders had gotten to me at one point, and you know, I'm under the notion of if you're lap car, it is the courtesy to let them by, but I think it might be a bit of a different story when you come to a road course, especially because of how spread out everybody is. I don't know. I'm sure not everybody agrees on that notion, but I will say that I think you're racing for a lot more when it comes to a road course, when it comes to iRacing, because of how everybody's skill level is spread out. So, go ahead. Did you have anything more to say about that?
I was just saying yes.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think the big thing for the guys that are getting lapped, right? Like I almost did the first race, is be predictable with your driving and don't all of a sudden take a different entry because you're trying to be courteous, because then you become unpredictable to the fast car. Like I know I've been guilty of that in the past and gotten yelled at by, like when I've done multi-class racing, I've gotten yelled at for not being predictable and trying to be too courteous. The biggest thing is, hey man, run your line. I will, if I'm the faster car, I will make a commitment, and then you'll know when I'm trying to get around you.
Yeah. Yeah, because like if you try to get out of the way and the dude's already going to go for the pass, now we've got a situation. And Lime Rock, it's kind of hard to get out of the way because, I mean, if you get off the line, then you're in the grass, and the grass is so big, you know, you're like a county over, and then you got to drive back onto the racetrack.
That is one thing that people were complaining about, and it was, I don't want to. It felt a little bit different with the grass this week, where once you got out there was really no saving it, because you're really just sliding. I know that's usually how grass works, but I don't know. It almost felt a little bit different this week. I don't know whether it was the new tire model or the new track, or if something was different, but I know that there were a lot more people complaining about it than there usually was.
Yeah, I think some people don't want to point the finger at their own mistakes because the experience I had at Lime Rock is in the second race, I got off a few times in turn one. I mean, really, especially at Lime Rock, if you get the tires off, you got to back the car all the way down and you're going to go for a big, big slide. That's just how that track is. It's a good track. I had a lot of fun, but if you make a mistake, you get in the grass, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals where I'm glad that iRacing punishes you for getting in the grass, because I feel like in previous iterations of the sim, it's been too forgiving with people kind of cutting the course through the grass, and I wonder if this was a way for iRacing to kind of fix that. But it definitely, like the turn one deal like Race was talking about. I know in the first race I got just the like half of my right front in the grass and I ran wide. But dude, like I made that mistake, right? So that's what happens.
Indeed, and I almost felt like it was, I guess it was more towards the beginning of the run, but I did notice too that once you got to turn one, it took a while for the car to finally get underneath you in terms of braking, because I had tried a few things to mess around with it in terms of brake bias, but nothing quite felt right. So it was just kind of one of those things where you had to really baby it getting into that corner. Not saying the setup was bad, just that it was almost unpredictable at times whether it would catch itself or just spin out of control.
Yeah, I hit some slick Tokyo drifts. Like I hit two of them in race two where I got on the brakes a little too hard and had too much rear brake in it, and ended up having to like counter steer and slide through the grass and like catch grip when I hit the asphalt in turn one. I didn't pay for those. I actually kind of got out of those pretty luckily. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw what happened to me. The 77 car going into one on lap 2 on the first race, right? Like I did the same thing Race did, except I did pay for it. I wheel hopped as soon as I got on the brakes. I just did like a little too much initial application. and I locked up the rears, and it just hooked left, like towards the outside wall, and I just had to stop. And then, hey, but it was tricky to drive because there was so much grip that you were constantly trying to figure out exactly where the tires were.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. It was hard. Dude, I was sweating at the end of that race. Like I haven't sweated in a car, like driving on a sim in a long time. It was a lot of fun.
Right. I was getting beaten to one a lot under braking, and then I felt like I tried to up my braking and I'd almost lose it. So I got to a point where I was like, all right, we're just slow here. Screw it.
Yeah, I think that's a way or the conclusion that a lot of people came to, myself included. I mean, once you get lapped and you haven't really made a whole bunch of mistakes, it's kind of like, all right, well, we're just gonna try and get as many points as we can here.
What is going on?
I don't
over
know.
there?
Hard A.
Let's talk about the biggest incident of the Monday. The the 06 incident race. What did you see from your point of view?
All right. So the 06 is behind me. For position, I believe. Brent's in front of me and you're in front of me. And I'm coming to lap y'all. Sorry about that. And then I think the 06 made a comment about lap cars. And then not 2 seconds later, I see him flying past me, sent Justin to the heavens. And I think he said he started braking at the 4 brake marker, which anybody who races this weekend knows if that's where you're braking, it's a big GG. And unfortunately, Justin was in the line of 5. I mean, it was an honest mistake. It's just kind of funny to hear he was like, "Oh, these damn lap cars," and then he killed Justin.
Yeah. I definitely had no idea it was coming because it looked like he definitely got wide off that final corner, and then it was like he said that thing, and then all of a sudden I went for a ride and I was like, all right. And
What have I done?
it was funny because you were right there. I think it was Brent in our channel, Corey, and it was just it's just kind of a mixture of like what just happened. So I'm glad we had at least live Brent's point of view and your point of view race, because that was interesting because it looked like he just didn't break.
It genuinely scared me when it happened.
It definitely scared me. Luckily,
I was like, oh.
Luckily with the new damage model, I didn't get much damage out of it, but
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
weird. I watched the replay back tonight actually, and I don't know. He was doing a hell of a job saving it in the grass like that, but he just didn't slow down.
Sometimes you just gotta send that shit.
Yeah, man, and that's what happened there. Poor
Yeah.
little Justin, he got it turned right there. He got done did.
He got runned over.
indeed.
I was gonna defend it, saying that the turn 1 braking markers, if you're right behind a car, can be tricky. But dude, it's like he braked and then he let off, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make this," and he just turned left and hit the brakes as hard as he could. But Justin was just in the way.
Why were you in the way, Justin?
Yeah, get out of the way, dude.
I was-
Come on,
just-
what are you
I
doing?
was, I was slow. That's why I was in the way. Well, since Corey's
Stop
back,
taking. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Stop taking the normal line through the corner. What are you doing? Go through the grass and make the course shorter. Duh.
Right,
All right, I slid that shit.
right. I'll have to learn for next time. Well, since Corey's back, Corey, do you want to talk about what happened between you and me, or do we just want to leave it?
No, we can.
Okay. Well,
You had it out for me the entire night. You were talking shit. You were being very, very mean to me, and I think I deserve an apology right here, right now.
Let's hear it.
listen, I'm sorry. I actually felt so bad about that incident that I'd stopped talking in our Discord, and everybody thought I left. They asked twice if I left.
I thought you were mad at me because I flipped the fuck out. I was
No.
pissed right at in the moment I was in it, and I was frustrated, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but
I was
I
gonna.
take it all back.
That's what
Because
we were
road
talking
courses
about
are not
earlier.
my thing, and I was just out there to try to get 0x. I think I was putting so much emphasis into that, and I was just pissed because it was completely out of my control. But no, I was extremely conservative. Who was it? It was the other Clark. What's his name? Josh Clark. He did the same exact thing to me. I think I was just taking that corner a little bit easier than I should have.
That is one thing I said. I think you were away recording a video of some sort for the committee. But I when I went in there, because I had no intentions of passing you in that corner. I was just going in there. I wasn't even on the gas. I was on the brake a little bit, coasting through it. And then I saw the
Yeah.
line you took, and then how slow it was. And I was like, oh, I'm going to hit him. And then I hit you. And then I
Yeah.
spun you. And then he started yelling at me. And I felt like
Well,
the
I'm
worst.
retarded on a good day at road courses, so for me to take the wrong line wouldn't be anything out of the normal.
Dude,
No,
I've
but
never heard Corey yell. What was it like?
Dude, I bet that's scary. Yeah.
it
I
was
know.
scary.
I'm kind of shaking right now.
Because he just hit me. He was like, I don't even remember what exactly he said. He just raised his voice so much. And I was just like genuinely scared. I honestly felt terrible because that was one of those things where like I didn't mean for it to happen. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. And now we're in this situation.
Well, Nick can get me next week, so we can get that shit out of the way. And
Yeah.
I won't yell. I'll just be like, I was expecting that, so thanks, Nick. We got that shit over with.
As he's spinning up towards the wall, just thank you, Nick. You've completed
you.
the trifecta. What's next? You gonna wreck yourself? And then that'll
I
just
guess we'll
complete
add that to the list too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So start
What's
paying
after
back.
Bristol?
What's after Bristol? I'm gonna look this up.
I'm taking a look.
Okay.
It's Milwaukee, so I'll just take myself out of Milwaukee.
Oh God, Milwaukee. I
Bro,
guess, like,
you
the
know what's gonna happen in a
flashbacks.
race at Milwaukee.
I was
Come on
gonna
now.
say you two gonna hit each other again.
I
every
was gonna
entry
say
in
I'm
a
not
one,
losing
I'm, like,
that
shaking.
race. I'm not losing that race. You hear?
I heard it here first.
No.
All right. Well, we're gonna move into the next topic: positives and negatives. I know there's not very many positives we can take out of the weekend, but Corey.
One positive we could say is those one-sim guys are super quick, and whatever the other guy, what's his team? 51. Shit, I can't remember it, but the 51 is stupid fast at road courses. Evo Sim or something like that. That's the team.
I think
name.
his name is Nick.
Evo
Delicato.
Sim
In
Evo-
I'm
Delicato,
sure that's the
yeah.
exact way to pronounce it.
and he races
go
for
with that.
Evo Sim Sport. He's the only
Damn,
Toyota
dude.
in the field too.
He raped us.
It's the Toyota.
Yeah, the lone Toyota. That's the reason why. What'd you put in that car, Drew?
Dude, it's Granny's Camry, man. Who knows? All sorts of like goodies, treats, candies. I don't know. Whatever grandma has in her Camry.
My dad.
No,
Dad's in that Camry.
he's never coming back.
In the
Fuck.
trunk?
Damn.
Damn.
Them damn cheating Yoders. All right. So Corey, was that your one positive to come out of the weekend?
Yeah, we got a first-time winner, and things are all good in the Toyota camp, apparently.
All right. What about your negative for the weekend?
Mm.
Negative. I don't know. I feel like the 06 doing that move. I don't know what the hell he was doing. And Ron, he doesn't have a scheme on his car, so we got to penalize him. That's not
Yeah.
something I want to do, but we got to do it.
You gotta
And
do
it's
what you
a
gotta do.
bummer.
Indeed. All right. Race.
As far as positives go, I felt like the race was quite tame. There was a bunch of like single incidents, but I mean, both starts of the race, everybody was kind of bracing for impact. Then we got to like turn 4 or 5, like, hey, we did it. And then from there, we were just kind of racing. As far as negatives, personal negatives, I wish I wouldn't have made singular mistakes, like going off track. I mean, obviously, you getting sent to the heavens is definitely a negative, and just the thought of Corey yelling, that's the biggest negative. That scares me.
Indeed. All right, Drew.
Positive. I had a ton of fun. Like I didn't finish where I wanted to. I like to think that I do better at the road courses than what I demonstrated on Monday, but it was a blast to drive. It was super hard. It's Lime Rock with these stock cars, man. It was a good time. Negatives is I'm losing my mind because I can't leave my apartment. I don't know. That's about it. That's all I got. I just want to go outside and see the sun, I guess, but I really can't.
What, do you not have any windows?
I mean, I do. I have like one big one, but I live in like a fairly densely populated area, so I don't trust anybody around me. So I've just been holed up here. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Positives. I guess, like you said, I did have fun. I mean, my negative is I wish I wouldn't have made so many mistakes, and I wish I wouldn't have taken out Corey. so I wouldn't have gotten scolded. But other than that, it was fun. It makes me look forward to the next 2 road courses. Knowing what I know now with these cars and just how different they are with both the new tire model and the new damage model, knowing how they kind of feel now around the road courses, it makes me look forward to, what is it, Canada that's coming up next on the road courses?
Circuit de Villeneuve. My French accent.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Takeaways. What is the one thing you can take away from this race that you can move or put towards the next road course race we do? Corey, we will start with you.
Stay the fuck out of the 52's way, that's for sure.
That's fair.
Nah,
That's
just
fair.
I got to be a little bit more aggressive, I guess. I want to at least make it the whole way through one of these races, and that's my goal for the next one.
Good deal. Race.
As far as like the next road course, I don't know. I feel like I definitely learned a lot about the car. I felt like in the second race I was much quicker. I think that's why I made more mistakes, because I was kind of trying to push it a little further than I should have. So I definitely felt like I got a better idea of the tire model. Like in the first race, I burnt up the left front. In the second race, I don't think tire wear is as bad, but I also felt like I did a better job at managing the tires. So, maybe just managing a complete run altogether, make sure I'm not in the 30th minute barely holding on. Hope you respect that.
I do respect that. Drew, do you respect that?
No.
Wow.
But yeah, disrespect, shade thrown, racist direction. What's up? I just be faster. I don't know, dude. Like I feel pretty good with stock cars on these tight road courses, but 51 and all those guys up front were pretty fast. I just need to find pace. But it's my favorite track, so hopefully we can find it, and hopefully we can be competitive, and we'll see what that brings.
Indeed. The one thing I will take away is just learning just how much more drastic the car will change during a run with this new tire model. I felt like the last time I raced these cars on road courses, it didn't quite change as much as it did throughout a run. That is one thing that I will definitely be more aware of towards Canada, and be a little bit more gentle. All right. So we're going to move into a non-3-wide racing topic, but it's still iRacing. Obviously, the Pro Invitational was this week, and was that a hoot and a holler. All the names that you know. By the way, if you haven't seen that Radioactive, that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. You don't have to watch Fox's or Dale Jr.'s version of that. There's one on YouTube. Rach, you can link it in the description if you'd like, or if you don't want to put that effort forth, that's fair. I respect that.
What can I say?
But listen, we're probably going to forget that I even mentioned this, to be fair. So, but there is one where people were just getting so spicy about about that race. It was nice to see them actually, like, I guess, take it seriously. I don't know. I mean, it was great racing, but it was good to see that they actually cared about the racing.
Yeah, it was like Bubba Wallace, Anthony Alfredo, who else was getting Landon Castle. Like, the dudes were actually pissed, which almost made the next race more interesting. These dudes are actually getting heated. Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, they didn't have fucking mics. They were like speaking from like a built-in desktop mic or something. Jimmy thought the caution was up. Junior was up there having a good old time. Mike Joy, and he was Mike Joy. It was fun.
Alfredo is like the typical iRacing tryhard, I thought. After listening to that, I was surprised.
I know. I thought he was cool, and then he was all. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh,
I'm sorry, but have you ever raced with any of those like top shelf iRacer dudes who think they're God's gift to the fucking sim? Sorry to curse, but it's necessary in this situation. Dude, they're just like, they think that they're like the gift of little baby Jesus to the sim racing world, and it's like, dude, I don't care if you're good at a sim. Like, that doesn't, like, that's how they act, man. I don't know. I've never had a good experience with the pros, and I've been wrecked by a few of them.
Oh,
in past.
I watched that race. I thought it was fun. It was cool to see. A lot of cautions. That kind of made me feel good about Fontana. But
I know, that's what I was thinking.
I enjoyed watching that. I don't have any interest in watching that Coke series. I think I don't know. Whenever you're practicing a bajillion laps and you're living in your mom's basement, that doesn't interest me to watch that shit. But I like the pro racing. I'm excited for Texas. That's gonna be this Sunday. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see them get this level of exposure, right? Like I think it's great for this sim and this community and everything because it's definitely generating interest. Um yeah, I don't know, man. Like I love when the Coca-Cola guys get pitched as like these elite athletes and racers and then they cut to their headshots and you're like, I don't know about that one, Chief, but it's entertaining.
That is true. And that's one thing I will say. Most of the times I don't get to watch those races either A, because I forget they're on because they're not on every week, which I don't expect them to have a race every week, but they're also on a Tuesday on, I think, East Coast time. It's like 6 o'clock, and normally that's about when I'm getting home. So, I mean, obviously that's not the same for every person watching them, but I don't know. It was interesting, I guess, because of the fact that it was actually on TV for one, and it had Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon taking it, what I thought, pretty seriously. Larry Mack was into it with his Mac Nuggets. That was a good thing to see, right?
I'm in love with Larry Mack.
You heard it here first, folks. No, but I mean, it was interesting to see people like learning what they were doing. I mean, I'm sure these next few races will be really good now that Jimmy knows what it looks like to have an actual caution out rather than thinking the caution was out. Because when I saw that, that was... I straight up laughed. Probably the hardest I've ever laughed when I saw that. And I laughed even harder when I heard that he thought the caution was out. Because I don't know how you do that, but, you know, that shows you the difference between a 7-time champion on the track in real life and in virtual or in the virtual track.
Yeah, that dude sucks.
Garrett Smithley and Timmy Hill, they were putting them all
Yes.
to shame up there.
To be
I don't like the resets though. I wish they didn't have that. They would probably take it a bit more serious if they didn't have them. I mean, Kyle Busch, I think, intentionally slammed into somebody during a caution.
Hold
And I
on.
thought that was
Kyle Busch
common.
intentionally wrecked somebody? That's never happened before.
Yeah, but this is completely out of line. I mean, this is kind of like the Hornaday incident, but you know, sim racing.
Well, I had a point, but it's escaped me. Oh, with the fast repairs, I feel like they might change that up once people start
hope
getting
so.
more acclimated to it. Because I mean, to be fair, that was some people's first sim race. I think Jimmy is for sure. I think Kyle, that was his first race. There are a few other people. I know people like Larson, I think, Stenhouse, or not Stenhouse, Bell, um, some other people in there. Obviously, Timmy Hill and Garrett Smithley, who spend way too much of their time on iRacing, are going to be good at that. But it was nice to see Denny Hamlin, who I didn't think had a whole lot of experience on iRacing. I know he had a lot of experience on NASCAR racing, but it was nice to see him up at the front. And I don't know how you guys felt about that finish, but I thought it was pretty exciting.
That was awesome. I wanted Junior to win, but it was a good finish. I mean, Denny passed like what 5, 6, 7 cars in the last 2, 3 laps.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty nice. I mean, you probably watch a couple of my replays and did that. Hello.
I mean, I don't have cable, so I actually didn't watch it because I'm a millennial and I don't watch cable and I eat avocado toast. So I don't know.
I streamed it on the old Roku, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought those rigs that some of them guys had were impressive. I think Chase Elliott had one and Denny Hamlin did. I looked them up. Those are SimCraft rigs, and they're like $120,000. So I'm not going to be getting that anytime soon.
Hey, for anyone who says
Go find
NASCAR's not doing well, look at that shit. So whatever.
I mean, I
The-
guess, yeah.
Yeah, right. Those guys can afford $120,000 sim rigs. I think NASCAR's okay.
I was gonna say
Checkmate,
to be
Thomas.
fair, if you have a Daytona 500 winning car in your living room, I feel like you can probably afford, you know, upwards of 6-digit sim rig. So, my favorite thing was whenever he got on the mic on iRacing, and all you literally heard was bass from him. That was pretty entertaining, trying to decipher whatever he was saying. No one can relate. All right.
I was allowing. Sorry, I didn't pick it up. I was here's me.
I didn't catch that one, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you, Corey? Did you not see the radioactive?
I seen the iRacing one that was on the forum.
Right. Yeah, that
Somebody
one.
just made it. I didn't see any like Fox or Dill
No,
Jr.
no.
one or whatever.
No, that's what I was talking about. Was the iRacing
Oh,
one.
okay.
With every
Maybe
time
I missed that part.
every time Denny spoke, it was like all you could hear was the engine, kind of like some of the people in here. I'm not gonna say shots fired, but low key.
Pew pew.
Indeed. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know what more you can really say about that. Drew didn't see it, so he's not going to really play a part in this conversation. But I guess that conversation is over. I mean, unless you guys have anything to add about that. I mean, I guess we kind of covered all we could. I mean, I guess it was just really cool to me that we finally got iRacing on, like, I won't say a big time television channel, because they had the Peak series on NBCSN, but to have it with the actual commentators that they do on Sundays, and for it to be on a Sunday, and for them to take it as serious as they did, I guess that's what made it all cool to me. I mean, we turned on the TV, it was all cool, they had the intro and stuff, and then they panned to the virtual homestead and was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Just how it looked. I was like, I don't know what I'm about to get myself into. And the fact that they still had the guy with the prayer, I forget the name, it escapes me.
Chaplin.
There you go. And the guy who did the
The
national
guy
anthem.
with the prayer.
The guy with the prayer, and the guy who did the national anthem from his garage. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I think we're taking
And
this.
Zach Novak, he told them to start their engines when they already start. But no, I thought it was cool. My nephew, he's 11, and he was watching it, and he was Snapchatting me while he was watching it, and it was just cool to have that kind of experience. Yeah, it was really cool. I liked it. I mean, it was the #1 thing on trending on Twitter, right? Maybe
Yeah.
not near as many hits as the Corona, but still, it was cool.
Ended up getting like 1 million views overnight, like live as it was happening, or like close to. It's pretty nice. It did better than like an actual IndyCar race. Oops.
Tyler Hudson was officiating it, and I seen some. I think it might have been on the forum, or maybe it was on the SimTV Discord somewhere. But somebody put a picture of him typing to all drivers that Fox was getting pissy over all the cautions to tell them to stop wrecking, because like I guess they had like another commitment after this, and were running into that. It was horse racing.
It was, yeah.
Dude,
Why the horse
they
racing
gotta
going
make
on
room
that?
for that horse racing, okay?
That's what I was saying to my roommates. I was like, imagine you being a horse racing fan and turning on the channel and seeing that a virtual race takes priority over your horse racing.
To be fair, there's so much sports going on right now that what else are they gonna show? Like there's so much other. Let me rephrase. There's so much other stuff to show in sports, right? Because we all know how active everything in the world is right now. That yeah, they have to make room for horse racing because so many people watch.
Right.
I was surprised to hear that they were even doing that. I guess they didn't have fans in attendance, but still.
Just a bunch of rich dudes. Hey, like, look, I own this horse. Look at it run real fast.
Well, you got to think they probably have a limited amount of time, because that horse is probably not going to be as quick, 6-8 months down the road.
That's a fair point, but
So
still,
they got to get it going.
a bunch of rich dudes being like, "Look at my horse," and I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That is true. That's
what
one thing I didn't think about. That was, horses actually have a timeline instead of
Hell
racing.
yeah,
I guess
dude.
they
Put them
could-
down like Old Yeller.
I was gonna say, I guess instead of racing, they could just put them down. But where's the fun in that? I mean, I
It's
guess
not the Chinese that eat it, right?
I have I'd have a glue surplus. Ayo.
Ayo.
Sorry, we didn't make the race, so I'm going to have to kill you.
That's what happened to Jimmy, right?
What's the next topic before we get in trouble with this shit?
The
Who's gonna get in trouble, huh?
Horse Racing Federation's coming after us. We're shut down episode 2.
God bless. All right. I mean, the next thing I had was the super late models coming back. That was, if you guys don't know, the first, I guess technically the first series we did on iRacing here for 3Wide. Throwing it back and gonna have a relatively short little series with that. Corey, do you want to talk a little bit more about what this series is going to entail?
Yeah, so it's 6 races, 5 weeks. It's going to be starting this Sunday. Where are we at? Bristol. Yeah, Bristol. So really didn't push that too hard. We have every Max Charter driver is available to race it. If you're looking to get into it, hit us up and we'll get you in. It should be fun. I mean, Super Late Model is a super fun car. At least it used to be. I don't know what it's like with this build, but it should still be decent for us. It'll get the job done. I'm looking forward to it, man. I like some short track racing. I'm excited for one of my teammates to take me out, and so I can freaking just flip the fuck out again. That's what I'm looking for.
Everything's great.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to go over the rules for paint schemes?
There is no rule. You can run whatever you want. You want to run a Jeff Gordon, a Dale Earnhardt. I hope everybody just shows up with a Dale Earnhardt scheme. That's kind of what we're shooting for, I think.
I got
Dale
all my dream
Earnhardt,
paints.
or yeah, you can do that right now. Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, just go for it, man. You can run whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
Corey's
yeah.
a nihilist now. Nothing matters, apparently.
You might as well go out on a bang for your final year, you know? Just
Bruh,
don't,
I mean,
don't give a shit.
Civilization's ending, so whatever. Just run whenever you want.
There's bigger
they said
issues than what paint scheme you're running in a virtual race like this.
The last year of 3 wide, quote unquote, possibly, and they just throw out the virus to end the shit.
Just get this over with.
Yeah.
Uh,
Show doesn't go on anymore if you can't have the league.
There you go. I will say that you said you liked short track racing with the super late model tour, yet you threw in Watkins Glen in there just to spite us all. So thank you.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, I don't even like that, so.
Is it
You're
boot
welcome.
with the boot, without the boot?
No boot. Really thought about doing that, but with that car. I think we did it before, didn't we? I don't know. No matter how we do that, it's going to get so spread out. So it's 45 minutes on the Cup circuit.
Unpopular opinion, I don't think the boot really adds anything to Watkins Glen. I don't get it.
Wow.
It's cool to do. It's cool to
Nostalgia.
mix it up, but yeah, we'll run the Cup circuit.
What did you say, Race? Is this a talent show?
I said nostalgia. You know, they're like,
Oh.
hey, remember this turn? That's all I got.
That's Race, everybody. All right.
All right, I'll take care.
More people will be familiar with the Cup circuit, so it just kind of works out better, I think.
This is true. You have a bunch of NASCAR purists and elitists who will
Yeah.
probably scream at you if you choose something else.
I think the last time we ran the boot was in the Triple Crown with the Indy car. And I fucked that race up because I hit the caution button and I didn't mean to. It was at the very end of the race. I think Peter or Sam won the race,
Wow.
but I felt bad because I done
Hey.
goofed.
Doesn't sound like Peter to win a lot of stuff. Okay.
Ayo.
Are we talking about the same Peter?
There we
All
go.
right.
All right. Close close this out. This shipwreck we got going on. No, I'm kidding. We have the weekend at Bristol this week. Obviously, as we just mentioned, the
It's
super late model.
Bistro, Bobby.
Bistro.
I seen a tweet saying that one time, so I always kept it in my head.
All right. Did
I think
that,
it was NASFAX. NASFAX, if you follow that. That's a good account to follow.
That is. Was I don't get the reference, so I'm just gonna move on.
It's Bristol, baby, but he says it's Bistro, Bobby.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. I'm gonna make that my new Discord thing. All right. Anyways, weekend at Bristol. Mention super late model tour starting up. Their first race gonna be at Bristol. and obviously we're going to Bristol with the Nationals. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love Bristol as long as I don't screw it up. I felt really stupid when we were here in the Cup car because I threw it, or I went into turn 3 and it just got loose and I ruined the entire race for me. And I really love Bristol, so I hope I don't screw it up again. Corey, are you looking forward to Bristol?
I'm looking forward to Bristol. I think something everybody's got to keep in mind is that weird glitch that we've had in the past, where if you end up pitting on the back stretch, it'll make you start behind everybody that pitted on the front stretch. I don't know how to get around that, but it's something we got to look into.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a thing.
Actually, before we move on to race, which race are you more excited for? The late model or the national?
I think the late model has a better chance of getting more green flag runs because there will be less cars, but
For fun
it's going to be
factor, I
fun.
guess.
It's going to be fun, I guess, to have 30-ish cars show up Monday night. Either way, I'm hoping to not getting wrecked, and I'm hoping to get a good run.
Don't get run over, right?
Nope.
All right, race.
I think I'm gonna take out Corey's just so he has a
There you go.
consistent experience. I'm gonna immediately pop into Discord because I just want to hear Corey yell on it. But other than that, I love Bristol. Hey, it's Bristol, baby. I'm a Bristol baby. I
It's
was made
Bistro,
there.
Bobby.
It's Bistro Bobby. Anytime we go there, I feel like I got to do good because it's my home track. Even though last time I had that approach, I think I self spun on like lap 20. So I got I gotta redeem myself. As far as which one I'm more excited to do it in, probably the national because racing full time. So I'm just really hyped about that. But the super late model will be a lot of fun too. It's Bristol, baby. It's Bistro Bobby.
Good deal. Race is gonna come into our the Team Blurry Discord. And he's gonna be like, "Hey Corey, watch this," and then he's just gonna send him to the wall.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
You heard it here first. All right, Drew, you're up.
I mean, unpopular opinion.
He's
I
folding
think
tonight.
Bristol's not that great. I don't know. I don't really get it. I liked older Bristol when it wasn't as fun, when there weren't multiple lanes and it was kind of boring to watch and you had to move somebody out of the way, but I liked it. And I don't like the new Bristol. So I'm just going to try to kind of do what I can, maximize points, and move on. I don't know. I don't like the track.
I respect that.
That's fair. I'll give it to you. I will say, though, that I don't know, it feels like it's more fun to ride the high side, knowing that you're that close to the wall and just the huge runs you get. I don't know, something about it just feels really fun about it. And I think, like you race, I'm looking forward to the national race. I haven't raced a super late model in a very long time. The only thing I know about the super late model is that it has a drink bottle in it, but I don't even know what.
Better not be water. You know what I'm saying?
Ayo, it's my pee. Anyways, I don't even have a car ready for that. Corey, you're gonna have to whip me something up.
We can use the All-Star race
you're
from
right.
last year's scheme.
You're right. Good call. Good call. All right. Well, yeah, I like Bristol, and I think it's gonna be fun. Drew over here wants to be Mr. Buzzkill.
I'm just being honest, man.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
That's what
giving
we
you my
want.
opinion.
That's what we want.
Whoa.
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 My bad. We cool?
I
Can we
don't
get
like
a,
Bristol. I don't like Martinsville. I don't get short tracks. But hey, I'm not going to tell people that like them that they're wrong. But I just, whatever. Give me Lime Rock.
That's
I agree with Martinsville.
That surprises me though. Do you like road courses though, Drew? Right?
Yeah, I do. I think they're like, I don't know, man. I really, really have like sometimes mega ADD, and so at the short tracks, I like stop paying attention because it's just like, oh, left corner, oh, left corner, oh, left corner, and I like lose where my entry point, like my turn in is, where my let off point is. Versus like road courses, I have to concentrate all the time. So I love, right? Like that's just more fun. I don't know, but I love stock cars, but I don't know. I don't love Bristol.
I respect that. I agree. Like you almost kind of get in a trance because you're just almost like doing the same thing. Because like you're just on the straight, just for a second, I'm back in the corner. I totally get that. Like almost forget. Like oh shit, and then you gotta turn in. I get it. I respect that opinion.
How many parking lots are we gonna get Sunday or Monday?
Lots.
All of them, whatever the maximum number is, that's what.
Wow. full confidence from Drew Eisman.
Again,
everybody.
dude, just honesty, right? Like, I mean, we saw what happened, Nick, at Auto Club. What's going to happen at Bristol, right?
This is true. But the point I
Yeah,
was
the
going to make
schedule doesn't get easier.
the point I was going to make about the road courses was I'm surprised you don't like Martinsville, because I know from road course guys it's essentially just 2 hairpins. So I was surprised that you didn't enjoy Martinsville.
It's just what Martinsville turns into, which is dudes dive bombing other dudes, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what it inevitably turns into, which I don't enjoy. Dude, can we get Nazareth on the sim, because that's like my favorite kind of quasi short track, but
Bless you.
I don't know, man. I need a little variation. Like Martinsville's okay. There's a lot of other short tracks that I think are way better that the service has. I just feel like people feel like they're pigeonholed into only running the couple short tracks that NASCAR runs, which I don't think are the really good ones, quite frankly.
Well, I don't
I'd be
think
down for Nazareth.
Nazareth exists anymore. But I mean, if we
I know,
can
it
get,
makes me sad.
if we can get the what was it, the Coca-Cola Super Speedway, we can probably get Nazareth. So actually, I guess
Can I get Coca-Cola over Martinsville, please? Or Bristol, either?
I don't think anyone would have any objections to that. And I was gonna say, I guess
some people would.
I guess if we're getting Norks Wilkesboro, we can get any track we want, really. So put it-
Tiburon, let's go.
You just got to get
Hell
Dale
yeah.
Jr. to shovel 10 tons of weeds out of the tracks, and we can get whatever we want, apparently.
there you go. I was a big fan of Red Ball Raceway. I don't know about anybody else, but that was
Old
Dodge
Spice.
Raceway.
Old
yeah.
Spice. I was all about Old Spice.
Dodge Raceway. Old Spice was
That
really
was
good
cool.
too.
Yeah.
That was the road course, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They
It
could
was
get
like a
Daytona
speedway.
Beach.
What was that road course that went through like Utah?
Oh,
I know what
Grand
you're talking
Canyon.
about.
You mean the crap
Yeah.
one that you like, Race?
No, I just that's the only one I remember. All right, you don't like Bristol. Stand there alone on your island. It's
I'll
Bristol, baby.
I'll die on my hill. Okay, thank you.
Just dive bomb me.
Race, are you talking about the Grand Canyon one? Whatever, the canyon?
Maybe it's just the only one I remember from a kid as being a kid. Because the other ones, I didn't watch NASCAR when I was a kid. So as far as I was concerned, Tiburon was real. I was like, hell yeah, we're here on location.
Good deal. So wait, did you think that canyon was a real track too then?
No, that was like, all right, come on, guys.
Oh, okay. All right. Good deal. All right. Well, I think we've run out of things to talk about this week. Anybody else have any closing words?
Wash your hands.
Bristol. Yeah, wash your fucking hands. Jeez.
Don't go outside.
Quit
The air
eating
will kill you.
bats.
Quit going to Chili's.
I told other people this, and I'll say it here as our closing statement. I find it really disturbing that we have to be told as a society by a street or by a sign on the freeway to wash our hands. So with that, wash your fucking hands, you Neanderthals. And thanks for listening. For Corey, for Race, for Drew, I'm Justin. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you after Bristol, which I'm sure we're going to have tons to talk about. All right, great. Thanks. Bye.
Bristol, baby.